Hey there, welcome to LSAT Demon Daily. I'm Ben Olson, that's Nathan Fox. We're the founders of LSATdemon.com and our weekly podcast, Thinking LSAT. We have an email here from Taylor.
Taylor says, I have some ideas about my personal/diversity statement. However, I am unsure if they are really valid to include. I attended a small all-women's college for undergrad. I feel like that really diversified my education and gave me unique opportunities that I would have otherwise not gotten at a co-ed larger school. For example, I was fortunate to be in the presence of Ruth Bader Ginsburg not once, but twice, as she came to speak at our school about her career and work for women's rights. It was a transformative and inspiring experience for me and really solidified my interest in going to law school. I feel like the all-women's education environment gave me a unique experience that I can speak about in a diversity statement, but I'm unsure if this is really a diversity statement material and if it should be something I focus on more in my personal statement. What are your thoughts? Thanks, guys, in advance. Taylor, I want to start, Ben, by saying you need to read the actual prompts that are coming from these schools. I think people need to get out of this mindset that it's like, I've got a personal statement and I've got a diversity statement. I think they need to get into like, what are the schools actually asking? Especially in light of the recent Supreme Court decision, I would imagine that schools are responding with a variety of different diversity statement and personal statement prompts. And you need to be engaging thoughtfully with those prompts. Show them that you read their prompt. Write a response that seems to be responding to their prompt. Now, I'm not saying that you need to have a different diversity statement for every school, but I am saying that you need to answer this question for yourself by looking at, like, what are the kinds of schools that I'm applying to? And are they asking me a question where I can reasonably respond to this question about diversity by talking about an all-women's education?
I agree 100%. It becomes so much easier too. You read the prompt and then you're like, okay, yeah, my experience seems to fit into what they're talking about here. I'm going to write about it. Or no, so it seems like I need to write about something else. What I thought you were going to say, and I'm going to just step back here for 1 second, Taylor, is I'm glad you're thinking about these things. Obviously, the best future attorneys are also doing great in their personal and diversity statements. At the same time, I don't think you can really go wrong here.
That you like the topic? You think it's fine?
I think it's fine. And I don't think you need to lose sleep over it, right?
Oh, I see.
Oh, should I be writing about this? Should I not be? Just write a nice statement. These things aren't that important in your overall application. What matters is your LSAT and GPA. Get those things under wraps. And I'm less concerned about what you ultimately decide to write about. I mean, obviously people write about the wrong things, but even then, I don't know how much of an impact that has.
Well, the thing is that this isn't like, they are asking these diversity questions because they want their class to be, primarily, they want their classes to be more racially diverse. And the Supreme Court just said, hey, you can't be explicitly just ask questions about race. It's not about percentages or whatever. It's not about, you have to ask questions about how that impacted their life.
Yeah.
But that's still the stories that are really going to move the needle on these diversity statements. So Taylor, yeah, it doesn't fucking matter. Like Taylor is probably not Black or Latinx. Yep. Taylor, if you are, then you should write about that.
Yep.
And if you're not, then sure, I agree. I mean, I might shy away from invoking Ruth Bader Ginsburg. I don't know that that's like really that germane. That almost sounds like stars in the eyes, like celebrity worship kind of a thing.
Yeah. I was fortunate to be in the presence
of the great one. Yeah.
Oh,
I mean, right. But the fact that you went to a single gender school, I don't even know if that's the right, in all sex, single sex school. I don't know. I'm not sure how we're supposed to talk about these things. An all women's college. That's the words that you used. You went to an all women's college. That's it's an interesting story. I would read a paragraph about that, about how that shaped, like that gave you a unique perspective. If it was a good paragraph, I might read another paragraph about that. You could write like a 1-page, maybe diversity statement about that if it was thoughtfully composed and if the writing was clear. I might give you some attention, but like, I know that it's not going to make my school look better on any kind of metrics about racial diversity. So it's not like it's going to really move the needle for me, I don't think, if I'm a law school admissions person. Maybe on the margins, but nowhere near to what LSAT and GPA are going to do.
Agreed.
Email daily@lsatdemon.com if you'd like to ask us a question or share some LSAT or law school admissions news. Thanks for listening.